information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Phil Grande here, Phil's Gang Radio Show. Tired of Wall Street's games? We've got the antidote. Learn the art of short selling. And then you're going to gain a top-notch stock market education with Phil's Gang and philsgang.com. We're so confident you'll love it because we're offering a 10-day free trial to our working investor program. No gimmicks, just real strategies. Sign up to a Phil's Gang membership today and take control of your financial future. Visit www.philsgang.com now.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. Why are investors listening to Phil Grande at philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, you know, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand. Especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grande.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially in the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, you know, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grande.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a
dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Phil's Gang. Okay, so another rally today. Well, let's talk about this rally. So we had some job numbers today, and everybody's all excited about the job numbers. Over 300,000 jobs. But wait a minute. Take a look at these jobs. More people are going after these jobs so that it would be their second job, their third job, or their full-time job, and they pick up a part-time job. These are lousy jobs. And again, they're being, everybody's going out to get a second job. I don't know how to put it any different than that, because things aren't good. But the stock market is separate from the economy, totally separate from the economy. And you only have a couple good stocks going up, dragging up the rest. That's going to stop soon. And the economy is getting much worse. But by having a couple stocks move the market up, everybody thinks the economy is doing well when the economy is doing terrible. When the most important part of the economy, the middle class, is getting screwed. They're doing terrible. And as far as today, as I told my members, you got to watch your volume. If you go and you take a look at the stocks, like let's take NVIDIA. Now that stock is looking good because if you take the last 4 days, it has more buyers than it has sellers. So I told them, stay with NVIDIA. Take some profits. We always take profits on Friday, but stay with it. Put your stops in, but take some profits because it qualifies as a stock you want to hold on to because we have more buyers than sellers in that stock. Meta, same thing. We have more sellers than buyers. I mean, more buyers than sellers. But the point on that stock, when they gap up big like that, you sell into it. Take your profits. We've been in Meta a long time. So take profits. You don't go in and jump. If you haven't been in Meta, the worst thing you should do is go and jump in and try to buy it today. Because it's going to pull back. It's going to pull back. Because that's a lot of panic buying right there. That's a lot of panic buying. And panic buying always pulls back. Let it pull back first. Let it pull back. Anytime a stock gaps up, anytime a stock skips trading, if a stock's at $400 and goes right to $460, as much as that looks good and exciting, it's not. Because now there's going to be a lot of pressure to go back in and fill that in. The shorts are going to come in and hit that and try to fill that back in. Push that back down because they know a lot of that is short covering. People who were betting it was going to go down now covering their shorts. But the tourists don't know that. They have no clue what that means. But again, that stock did terrific today. Gapped up big. But you take your profits. Don't get out totally, but sell into it. Don't buy it for the first time. You got to be crazy. Let it pull back from where it is now, like 476. Let it pull back to 440 or 420. Then when it goes back up to 480, makes a new high, then you buy. People aren't doing that. They're jumping in like crazy today. Amazon, another one. That qualifies as a good stock because you got more buyers over the last 4 or 5 days than you have sellers. Now that gapped up too. That skipped trading. It didn't trade at 180, went right past 180 and went right up to about 168. That's a gap up. So that's now a target. They're going to try to push that back down. They're going to try to fill that gap in. So let it pull back, and then when she rallies and makes a new high, you buy. You take Apple. Apple rallied big today. Are you nuts? We're still short Apple. Because take a look at Apple. We have far more sellers than buyers. But just because it went up one day today, people are jumping in like crazy. The tourists are jumping, buying a dip, buying a dip. What are they, absolutely nuts? Take a look at it. There's far more. If you take the last 5 days, there's far more sellers than buyers. So you get one day the thing goes up, gaps up, people go crazy, they chase it because they don't know what the hell they're doing. It's unbelievable. You know that 80% or 82.3%, I think is 82.3% of tourists who are in the stock market never look at volume. They never look at volume. Like what I've just been explaining. They never look at volume, see is there more, even though my stock is going up. That doesn't mean anything, it's going up. It goes up for many reasons. It can be manipulated up. You got to go and see, wait a minute. Is it going up on, is there more people buying than selling it over the last 3-4 days? So your stock goes up, then all of a sudden it starts going back down. Gee, what happened? I bought the stock, it went back down. Because you didn't check the volume. So again, a lot of stocks a lot of these tech stocks, same thing. They just don't have the volume. The ones that do, okay, then you stay with. Like Amazon. Amazon is a good stock. So you have a slew of stocks, though, okay, that aren't doing well. You only have, remember, out of about 8,000 stocks, between the Wilshire, between the Russell, between the S&P, between the Dow, you got a handful of stocks holding them all up. That's insane. That's insane. And if you're just patient, these guys are all going to pull back. You're going to get, I told everybody in October, I told my members, we're going to get one huge rally. We're going to get a big rally before the market crashes. But what happens is the market will rally, then like what's going on now, and then what will happen, it'll pull back 5, 10%, 5, 8%. And then let it rally one more time, and then when it fails to make the new high in the second attempt, it'll come back and it makes that new low. Then that's when the market starts falling apart. But remember, every time you get excited and you're buying a stock and you see it going up, you got to get in, panic buying, check, make sure first, at least look at 4 days and say, in the last 4 days, did I have more sellers or did I have more buyers? And that's going to save you a lot of pain. Talking about pain, we're talking about the middle class. I've been doing some background on the middle class. They are really getting screwed since 2021. They've lost so much ground since 2020. No wonder all these jobs are being taken for a second job, even 2 full-time jobs. These jobs are horrible. We got to rebuild the middle class. That's what we were told, by the way, remember? We were told by the White House, they're going to rebuild the middle class. Ask anybody in the middle class, if there's a middle class left, how are they doing? How do they feel? Are you kidding me? The middle class, the working families have been left behind. Go do your own research, you'll see. Remember, inflation was at 1.4% in 2021. Then it went up to 9%. Now it's at 3.2%. That's not a victory. You can drown in 9 feet of water. You also can drown in 3 feet of water. And they're drowning.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. There's nothing better than learning from the experts, especially when it comes to investing your hard-earned money.
Hi, this is Phil Grande, host of Phil's Gang Radio Show. At Phil's Gang and philsgang.com, I have one goal in mind, to help you become a skilled investor in the stock market and find your financial freedom. With the Working Investor Program, you will learn what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. You'll develop skills like selling short and how to profit, even in a stock market crash. This is the real world investing information that will give you the edge to be successful in the stock market. No gimmicks, just real strategies, and I'll make the offer even better with a 10-day free trial of the Working Investor Program.
Once you're in the gang, you're in the know. And with the free 10-day trial of the Working Investor Program, there's no reason not to give it a try.
Become a Phil's Gang member and reclaim your financial freedom. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
What does it take to be a successful investor in the stock market? Developing your skills and learning from an expert like Phil Grande and philsgang.com.
It doesn't have to be hard or complicated to learn how to invest in stocks properly. It's like anything else. You're going to golf, or you're going to learn how to play tennis, ski. You need to be with someone, learn off of them, one-on-one. Now that can be really expensive, cost thousands of dollars. But I have a program that you can join for 10 days free.
Go to philsgang.com and sign up for a free 10-day trial. Phil Grande has developed tools to teach you how to invest in stocks properly. Not only when to buy stocks, but how to sell stocks short.
85% of people in the market lose money. Get out of that group by just joining Phil's gang.
Now you can learn to invest like a pro with a pro, Phil Grande. Take advantage of this special offer for a free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Try it. 10 days free.
That's philsgang.com.
philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing is to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. What does it take to be a successful investor in the stock market? Developing your skills and learning from an expert like Phil Grande and philsgang.com.
It doesn't have to be hard or complicated to learn how to invest in stocks properly. It's like anything else. You're going to golf, or you're going to learn how to play tennis, ski. You need to be with someone, learn off of them, one-on-one. Now that can be really expensive, cost thousands of dollars. But I have a program that you can join for 10 days free.
Go to philsgang.com and sign up for a free 10-day trial. Phil Grande has developed tools to teach you how to invest in stocks properly. Not only when to buy stocks, but how to sell stocks short.
85% of people in the market lose money. Get out of that group by just joining Phil's gang.
Now you can learn to invest like a pro with a pro, Phil Grande. Take advantage of this special offer for a free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Try it. 10 days free.
That's philsgang.com.
philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
The only way you can be saved from this market is to stay in the information technology sector and the communication sector. So in other words, if you go to the information technology sector, that's where NVIDIA is. Now that stock has a lot more buyers than sellers. And then take a look at the other stock, which is Amazon is in that sector. That's another stock I would buy. There's only about 2 stocks in that sector you want. That's it. And then you go and you take a look at the communication sector. You want Meta. And then you want Google. I'm sorry, not Google. Meta. Let's see, I have that right. Meta. That's right, yeah. Meta and Netflix. There you go. Meta, Netflix, and that's about it. Then you go back to the info technology, which is Amazon. So that's it. It's the only 4 stocks you want to be in. NVIDIA, Amazon. There we go. That's it. Meta. There's 3 right there. Just stay in those stocks. Just run it out for as long as it goes. Who knows? Could go another 14 years. Keep pushing the market up. That is the most dangerous. Most people have no idea what breath is. But you shouldn't be sitting on the sidelines, and you shouldn't be buying dips. There's only a handful of stocks you should be buying dips. That's it. There you are, 3, 4 stocks. That's the whole stock market. And you're crazy to get into anything else. Why would you? That's where all the money's going. Making it so dangerous. So you got to keep on taking profits. If you didn't get in these early and you're getting in now, wow, that is dangerous. But if you're going to get in now, you probably get maybe another week, 2 weeks, maybe a month. But it's over. You missed the market. You had to be in October, but most people don't believe that. And the big signal is, again, the middle class is struggling so much right now. And China, where do you see what's going on with China? If you remember, I said back in January 16, 2018, I said, no, it's going to take down this market. It's going to be China. And I said it's going to be the tech stocks. And we've been right. We've been right. China is flat on its back. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. And your tech stocks, you only have a handful that are working anymore. Handful that are working anymore. If you go down and take a look at, go through your Magnificent Seven, right? First of all, Tesla is no more magnificent. Matter of fact, we've been shorting Tesla, making money shorting it. NVIDIA, yeah, that's a magnificent stock. Meta, magnificent stock. Amazon, magnificent stock. That's it. So there's not even really a Magnificent Seven anymore. Google's not magnificent. Tesla's not magnificent. They're starting to fall apart. Microsoft's not magnificent. Apple is not magnificent. Think about that. These stocks are starting to fall apart. Just look on a chart. Look at Apple. Look how many sellers there are in on that stock compared to buyers. If you bought that today, you got to be nuts. So the Magnificent Seven is down to really 3. NVIDIA, Meta, and Amazon. That's it. Apple is really getting trashed. Apple's going to go down big come next week. You watch Apple. It's going to tank next week. It's going to tank. And I know a lot of people jumped in Microsoft today, think, wow, look at this. Microsoft's up today. And I'll bet you never looked at the volume. I bet you never looked at the volume. Why would you get into Microsoft when you take the last 4 days, you got more sellers than buyers? Why didn't you get into Meta instead? Or NVIDIA instead? Now, when you get outside that group, you go to the semiconductors, if you want to stay with the tech group, right? AMD, are you kidding me? Same thing. Look at Broadcom. Oh my God, terrible. But people are in there buying Broadcom today. Think I'm buying it on a dip. Taiwan Semi. People are in there buying today that stock. But they don't look at the volume. Take the last 5-6 days. All sellers. Hardly any buyers. But nobody does that when they're buying a stock. They get into this panic buying. So that's the semiconductors. Moo. Intel. Horrible. Look at the sellers in Hinta. But people are going to be jumping in that today, too. And how about all the AI stocks? All the AI stocks, the big AI craze. CRM. That's a good stock. I'd stay with that one. It's got more buyers than sellers. AKM. People are buying that today. What are you, nuts? You got more sellers than buyers. Here's one of our stocks right here, SMCI. SMCI. We're about ready to get out. We did really good with SMCI. But right now we're starting to see that we're getting more sellers than buyers. We got back into MCI. We got in on January 19th. It was around, January 19th, it was around, I don't know, 339, something like that. Today it's around 581. So that's about, I don't know what percent gain in that. 70% gain. 70% gain. But now you look, what are you starting to see? More sellers coming in than buyers. So we're going to send out an alert right now to our members and tell them, sell into it before the close. Sell into it before the close. Take profits. Keep a small amount of share. Put a stop in. How do we know to do that? Well, again, you look at your volume. Nobody looks at volume. You know what everybody looks at? The numbers on the side. That's all they look at. The 240, the 280, the 320. That's all they look at when they get in at 240. Get me in. I gotta get in. I gotta get in now before it gets to 280. They get into 280. Get me in before it gets to 320. Never even look at the volume. Never look at the volume. Okay, when we get back, how is the middle class really doing? And is China going to destroy the stock market?
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grande has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
To be a successful investor, you need to stay current with the daily changes in the economy and the stock market. Phil Grande and philsgang.com can be your guide to becoming a better investor. Try the free 10-day trial at philsgang.com for the working investor. From the opening bell to the closing, stay informed with what's happening in real time. The Working Investor Program includes full access to the Phil's Gang website, a morning update on what to look for that day on Wall Street, a market wrap on that day's trading, plus seminars, training, and tools to help you become a better investor. Go to philsgang.com for a free 10-day trial. After that, it's just $59.95 a month for membership, daily updates, training, software, and the best investing advice every day. You can invest with the best. Phil Grande and philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. philsgang.com. If you invest in the stock market, take a moment for this important advice.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You've got to stop listening to the fake business news networks because they tell you what you want to hear instead of what you need to hear.
Phil Grande guides you step by step on investing.
You're going to know exactly what the tone of the market is. Do I sell? Do I not sell? Do I buy?
All you need to know is philsgang.com.
Check it out, philsgang.com, philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. So again, before the break, we're talking about people chasing stocks. A great example is Target. Now, Target went up today. But when you go look at the volume, you had 4 big down days. And today you had one day going up. So what that is a lot of short coverage. So everybody who was shorting during these 4 days, they saw it go up. So they went in and bought their shares back that they were short. They bet the shorts were going to go down. So let's say they made about $1,000. Oh, by the way, I also want to mention, when I tell you SMCI was up 70%, I am not suggesting every gang member made 70%. When I give you the numbers, it's from where it turned on our color-coded chart. We have a buy and sell color-coded chart. So if a person buys when it turns green, sells when it turns red, that's the percentage gain he would have, or vice versa. So I'm not suggesting everyone made 70%. It doesn't work that way. Everybody gets in at a different time. They don't always get in exactly when it turns green, going long, or get in exactly when it turns red. But let me get back to Target as an example. Target broke out today, and you got people jumping in left and right. And know what they look at today? They got in today. They said, you know what? I got to get in. They look only at one thing, the pricing. Get me in. I got to get in. It's at 143. Get me in before it goes to 144. Get me in before it goes to 145. They don't look and see if it's got relative strength. They don't look and see if it's got more buyers than sellers. The stock definitely has more sellers than buyers. So you get 1-2 days out of it, and these are the people that say, wait a minute, every time I get in, it goes down. Because they're not looking at the volume. Volume is everything. Everything in a stock. It's like gasoline in your car. And what people don't realize either,
you got 11 sectors in the stock market, and they're all doing terrible. Just one sector, 5 stocks, is carrying this whole stock market. Can you imagine having the S&P? You got 493 S&P stocks that are not making earnings, negative. But here's what you're going to hear all the time. We beat our estimates. We beat our estimates. Who cares if you beat your estimates? They make their own estimates. They do. They set their estimates. Of course they're going to beat them. But I hear that every day during earnings season. Did you see that? They beat their estimates. They beat their estimates? Wow, I got to buy. They beat their estimates. Wow. What a sham that is. That's like another big sham. Cost average down. Cost average down. You never cost average down. When a stock goes down, it's going down. You don't cost average down. Not when a stock is in a downtrend. It's when a stock is in a big uptrend. Then, when it pulls back, you can buy some more. But people all the time, they make that same mistake over and over and over, and they wonder why they lose money in the market. Terrible. And again, same thing. Everybody buys right at the very, very top. So getting back to, so just be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be careful. Join our gang, for heaven's sakes, for 10 days. Even if you don't stay with us. At least you'll get an education over 10 days that you could get never. There's just anywhere you get an education like the education will give you in 10 days. Just simply reading a chart. Reading volume. How do you know? In other words, the biggest thing to look at is the 10-year Treasury yield. Bad news today, because all these jobs, that's inflation. So the 10-year Treasury yield was down yesterday, down yesterday, and then now it went back up. If it wasn't for the earnings last night of these two stocks, what was it, Meta and Amazon, this market would be down big today. Down big. But it'll catch up. But getting back to what's taking this whole market down, it will eventually take this market down. People are doing poorly, doing terrible. Remember, in 2021, we were told by the White House we're going to rebuild the middle class. That wasn't true at all. Never happened. Never happened. Inflation went from 1.4% to 9%. Now everybody say, well, it's at 3.2% now. Isn't that great? No. It went from 9% down to 3.2. That's not good? No. You can drown in 9 feet of water. You can drown in 3 feet of water. You're still drowning. The same thing when there's inflation. People are still drowning when they go to the grocery store. They go to the gas pump. And by the way, it's a phony number. Do you believe inflation's just 3.2%? What, are you nuts? So Biden's own BLS shows that everyday goods are far above what they were since he took office, especially gasoline, rent, food, healthcare, clothing, the necessities you need every day. And savings went down from 32 trillion down to 190 billion. And if you take out the disposable income, give people savings at the disposable income, which is the correct way to do it, if they pay all their bills, taxes, everything else, they don't have any savings. Remember, he's been hurting the middle class. Congress has been hurting the middle class. It's unbelievable. They've been hurting the middle class, not helping. Remember, it's the middle class and the lower income people who get screwed when there's inflation. I don't care if it's at 9, 5, 3. It's the same. You're drowning. The wealthiest Americans are the ones who do well when there's inflation. And that's what his programs did, create inflation for the wealthy who he has to account to. Wall Street. Don't you get that? Unbelievable. The wealthiest Americans are doing terrific because they don't work for a paycheck. No, They don't work for a paycheck. Their income comes from inflation, and they control the inflation. They're the ones that create the bubble, and they're the ones who decide when to pop it. The lower and middle class are working paycheck to paycheck. And what do they do? Using credit cards to subsidize their loss. At the end of the month, when they pay their bills and they're in the hole, an average of about $1,200, they put it on their credit card. And then what do the banks do? What does Paul do? Issues more credit. That's how they're keeping them alive. Keep giving them more debt. Put them into more debt. I told you the other day, there hasn't ever been a market to survive when the government keeps borrowing to shove money into the economy, and Powell, the other guys, shoveling it out of the economy, trying to tighten to get some of the liquidity out of the economy to stop the inflation. There's too much liquidity, inflation goes up. And the result, every time they did that, just look at 2008, look at 2018, you have crashes. Biden's monetary policies will never work. They're not intended to work for the middle class. They're not intended to work for Main Street. It's intended to work for the wealthy, the 1% for Wall Street. Just like the Federal Reserve. It was designed to help Wall Street. So we got a real problem. Remember, in 2021, the first order of business of Congress was to push through a $2 trillion spending package. $2 trillion. They called it COVID relief. What relief? They're pumping more deficit dollars into the economy than ever before. And at the same time, they're telling people go home. They're telling people, they disincentivize people to work. Don't work. You don't need to work. We're going to give you a moratorium on your rent. You don't have to pay your rent. You don't have to pay your car payment. Unbelievable.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. As the new year approaches, make a resolution to challenge yourself to become the best investor you can be. Phil Grande can take your trading to a whole new level. Innovative stock market investing tools and the experience of over 50 years combined to give you the edge in controlling your financial future. As a Phil's Gang member, you're taught the essential strategies of investing using stock charts, training videos, and seminars. It's information Wall Street doesn't want you to know. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. This message is for those of you asking the question, what do you think the stock market is going to do?
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Well, you don't have to ask that question when you listen to my radio show, because you're going to know exactly what the market's going to do. You're going to know if the market's going to go up, you're going to know if the market's going to go down, or the market's not going to go anywhere.
Phil Grande and philsgang.com takes the worry out of investing.
Pay attention to my show, philsgang.com. It's fun, entertaining, and you get the greatest information, especially stock picks.
That's philsgang.com. Phil Grande has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days. Hey, folks. Phil Grande from Phil's Gang Radio Show. Are you going to let Wall Street control your financial freedom? Are you nuts? Learn what Wall Street doesn't want you to know, especially how to profit in a stock market crash. I'm offering a 10-day free trial to our Working Investor Program. No nonsense, just actionable insights. Don't miss out. Sign up to be a Phil's Gang member and secure your financial freedom. Visit www.philsgang.com today.
That's philsgang.com. philsgang.com. To be a successful investor,
You need to stay current with the daily changes in the economy and the stock market. Phil Grande and philsgang.com can be your guide to becoming a better investor. Try the free 10-day trial at philsgang.com for the working investor. From the opening bell to the closing, stay informed with what's happening in real time. The Working Investor program includes full access to the Phil's Gang website, a morning update on what to look for that day on Wall Street, a market wrap on that day's trading, plus seminars, training, and tools to help you become a better investor. Go to philsgang.com for a free 10-day trial. After that, it's just $59.95 a month for membership, daily updates, training, software, and the best investing advice every day. You can invest with the best. Phil Grande and philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grande can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
So the economy continues to defy expectations in part because there's a very strong tailwind from this job market.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You know what's interesting when they lie like that? More than half. The BLS did a survey, and more than 55% of workers who either got a raise or a higher paying job between 2021 and the end of 2023, the pay gain didn't match inflation. That's from the BLS. That's from the government. Also, the rates of auto loan delinquencies are higher now than they were during the pandemic 2021, 2022. But what do we hear all day long?
On the one hand, consumers are running out of excess savings. On the other hand, the job market overall is still pretty strong.
It's always that, the labor market. That's all they pin everything on that. But again,
under the hood, we do have consumer delinquencies increasing.
No kidding.
That's an issue. Credit card delinquencies are up at these high interest rates.
And auto delinquencies are up, for God's sakes. Auto delinquencies are up.
Hard landing discussions have been back in the conversation this week.
Yeah, hard landing. They don't tell any truths at all. But the one truth is this, that someone he and his wife are working, they have an income between 60, two incomes, say 60 and 70,000, are having a hell of a time, having a tough time. Real tough time. That's the truth. That's the truth right there. And the middle class is really getting screwed. Because the wealthiest Americans that wanted this inflation, how do the remember, the wealthy Americans on Wall Street control everything. They're the owners. They control, Wall Street are our owners. They control everything. They control the monopolies. They control everything. They wanted inflation. That's how they get wealthy, is through inflation. They don't get a paycheck. So even when, and here's where they really create inflation. Remember, inflation is created by government. Not by the car companies, not by the food companies, not by the farmer, but by the government. They create the inflation. They're the ones that create it. Every time, print money, let's get the rates down, get the rates down. That creates the inflation. So for lower wage and middle class workers who work paycheck to paycheck, even when they couldn't get help, remember, people were begging for help. McDonald's increased pay to $25. Couldn't get help.
People are paying 2-3 times small business what they normally pay. That's inflation. Who created that inflation? Not small businesses, not big businesses. Biden created the inflation. Government creates inflation. For God's sakes, people don't get that. Because, well, number one, it's because you'll be told all the time by Powell that you and I are creating the inflation. They're pumping more deficit dollars into the economy than ever before. And they incentivize the unemployed worker to stay out of the workforce. Why do you think McDonald's or Target offered $24? McDonald's went from $7 to $15 and so on. That was all caused by government. That's inflation. McDonald's didn't cause the inflation. Target didn't cause the inflation. The White House says they've increased wages. No, they increased inflation. Because remember, the White House, remember the government, they if you ask any, let's go back to, okay, I just found it here. When BLS did a survey, of the average worker, because of the inflation, they took a pay cut of 3 to 4%. So when you hear how everything's wonderful, people are making more money than ever, and it's out. You know, when they say they're outpacing inflation, I think I had one here. Wages beating it. Yeah, right here.
Over the last 10 months, this is a trend, not a blip. We've had wages beating prices. It's one of the reasons why consumer spending has consistently outperformed.
Spending because of credit cards. Credit cards. If they took everybody's credit card away, we'd go down to an economic growth of zero. There wouldn't be any growth. But the important thing to remember is this. The stock market is separate from the economy. And stay with your best stocks. And there's only 5 or 6 stocks. That's it. Out of 8,000 stocks. Everybody's staying with the same 5 stocks, so it doesn't work anymore. Remember, they did that during the dot-coms. They stayed with all the same 5, 6 stocks. Remember Oracle and Cisco and what's the pet store, Petset or whatever the hell it was. Pets.com and all these, and they all blew up because that's called bad breath. We've got worse now than back during the dot-coms. I mean, you shouldn't go outside of Meta, Amazon, NVIDIA. In fact, what they should do is take all of Wall Street now and delist all stocks. Wall Street should only have Apple, Meta, Amazon, and NVIDIA. That's all they should have. That should be Wall Street. They shouldn't be trading any more stocks than that. Why? What's the point? What's the point? Here's another one. Hog today. Hog's a good short. So today you had people jumping in Hog. Harley Davidson think they got a good deal. No, they didn't. Stock went up today. But if you go and look at the last 5, 6 days, they got far more sellers than buyers. So the people who jumped into Hog, they don't know what the hell they're doing. They jumped in and saw it at $32. I got to get it at 32 before it gets to 33. Then the one jumped in at 33. I got to get it at 33 before it gets to 34. And they don't realize they're going to lose all that money because there's not enough buyers. There's more sellers than buyers, but almost 90% of people in the stock market, almost 100% of the tourists never look at volume. How about all the other sectors aren't working? I mean, God, you got more sectors in tech, you know. Energy's not working. They're not working. Investment banks right now are just hanging on. But the real banks, the banks that make this whole economy work, the regional banks are a total disaster. We've been shorting KRE, that's the ETF for all the regional banks. We've been doing really well on that. And again, all these regional banks are dead. And you got people in there buying them today. Don't know what the hell they're doing. Don't know what they're doing. Metals, gold. At one point, the dollar's going to collapse, and you're going to see gold go up, and then you're going to see oil go up. But right now, oil and gold aren't participating. Industrial's not participating. Not participating. So industry is not participating. Look at FedEx. What happened to FedEx? And all your travel stocks, they're not participating anymore. Matter of fact, we're shorting CCL. They're not participating. ALK, that's another good short. DAL, Delta Airlines, another good short. So they're not participating. Cargo, not participating. Cargo stocks, shipping stocks aren't participating. Transports, they're not participating. Consumer staples, not participating. Imagine that. Even defensive stocks aren't participating. Utilities, not participating. I mean, you go on and on. There's 12 sectors. None of them are participating. There's only 4 to 5 stocks that are participating. And you don't think that means we're going to get a crash? Monday, I'm going to talk about China. How you're being lied to every day about how China's okay. No, China's going to go down, and it's going to push this America, our market, our stocks right down.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.